Hey guys, it's been a few days since we've done a video. The last thing we did were a couple of ukulele videos. The last one was on the dominant 7 chord, and we looked at it on various roots, and prior to that, the major 7 chord. Major chords have 3 notes in them, the 1, 3, and 5. That's a major third, which is 2 whole steps above the root. For instance, if we look at a C chord, we have the notes C, E, and G. C is the 1, D would be 2, so E is 3. And when you look at your major scales, that's 2 whole steps above the C, so that's a major third. In the major 7 chord, we add, on top of the 1, 3, and 5, a major 7. That's 11 half steps above the C, or a major third above the G, the 5 note, or a minor second, a half step below the C. So major 7 in C has the B. The dominant 7 has that note lowered. So it's a whole step below the C. It's 10 half steps above the C, or a minor third above the G. So the G note is the 5 in a C chord, and the B flat would be a minor third. Now we're going on to the minor 7 chords. Diatonic to the key, this will give us all the 7 chords that we need, except the one built on the leading tone, the 7th note, the diminished chord. So we would have a 1 chord, G major 7, a 2 chord, and a 3 chord, minor 7s. 4 and 5 are major chords, but the 5 is a dominant 7 chord, while the 4 is a major 7 chord, and the E minor 7. So you notice all the minor chords, 2, 3, and 6, become minor 7s. Here's your 1, 4, 5 in C with its relative minor, A minor. If I go up 5, use the 5th to make my next key, G, C, and D, 1, 4, and 5. E minor is the relative minor. If I go up 5 to the D, D, G, and A, B minor is the relative minor of D. G has a C, which is the root of this key, and a D, the root of this key, its own relative minor, and also the relative minors of those 2 related keys. So the A minor comes into the key of G as a 2, and the B minor as a 3. Everything's patterns. You know the major scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. You know that in triads it's major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and back to the major at the 1. In 7 chords it's 1 major 7, 2 and 3 minor 7, 4 major 7, 5 dominant 7, 6 minor 7, and the diminished chord. The diminished chord is going to be a minor 7 flat 5 when it gets its 7, which is also known as half diminished, and that would be the diatonic chord. But usually when people ask for a diminished chord, they're actually looking for a fully diminished 7, which isn't in the key. We're going to save that for another day and add that on another time. So, A minor 7. There's various ways to do this. If you look at your A minor chord, you have the A note, the C, the open E, and the open A again. So all we have to do is get a G in there, a minor 7. You could add 1 here, but you've lost the E note. So then you have to go find another E note, but then you've lost the C, so then you have to grab the C note here. Rather than that, just play your open strings. You have the root, A up here, the flat 7 on the bottom, C, the flat 3 or minor 3, and E, the 5. So 1, minor 3, 5, and minor 7 makes a minor 7 chord. And there's your A minor. Since B is a whole step above A, 2 frets, it will look just like an A minor, which was open strings. So B flat minor 7 would be the first fret barred, B minor 7, the second fret barred, C minor 7, the third, C sharp minor 7, the fourth, and so on. I'm finding the root along this string. So if you know that chord, that bar, and you need a chord, all you have to do is find its root note on this string. There's an E flat. A, B, C, D, E flat. So there's an E flat minor 7 if you need it. So I've shown those 3 times here. A minor 7, second fret, B minor 7, third fret, C minor 7. C sharp minor 7, you have 2 obvious ways. One is just move the C minor 7 up a fret and it's C sharp minor 7. Or you can conglomerate those notes another way. So we need a C sharp, there's one, the third string up a fret, C sharp, the 5, the G sharp, open E. E is the major third in a C chord. In a C sharp chord, the root's up, so the third is a minor compared to it. And I need a B here on the first string, second fret. So from the top I'd have a 2, an open, and a pair of ones. That's your C sharp minor 7. I didn't put my 7 on there. Try to fill that in yourself. D minor 7 is this chord moved up a fret. So if I've got this as a C sharp minor 7, and I need to move it to a D from the C sharp, that note moves up to a D, the G sharp to an A, the B to a C, but I can't move the whole chord and let that open note ring. It also has to go up a fret. So I put my pointer on F, fill in the rest of the D minor chord. You can see that's just a regular old D minor, and we grab the C with the pinky. That's the flat 7 or minor 7 on D. Reversing this makes a little more sense. If this is D minor 7, slide it back a fret, and you've got C sharp minor 7. So rather than learning C sharp all by itself, learn the D minor 7, which is based on a D minor chord you already know, and just slip it back a fret. D minor 7, C sharp minor 7. Just like D7, I have another way I'd like to do that. I take my D minor 7, which is open 1, 2, and 2, pluck this D out of it, and leave an open C string. Oops, that looks just like an F chord. Correct. In context, it's going to be a D minor 7, but again, it won't have a root. You're going to have to fill that in orally yourself, and you will. You'll actually hear it as a D minor 7 in the right contexts. Perhaps I'm playing C, A minor, D minor 7, and G7. Here's C, A minor, D minor 7, G7, C. What I did there is I played D minor first, letting your ear register the D note, then I pulled it out so you could hear the 7. That way you don't hear it as an F chord, a 4 chord. E minor 7 could just be D minor 7 moved up a couple of times. D minor 7 moved 1 fret is E flat minor 7. Up another fret is E minor 7. Up another is F minor 7. Or we can just learn an easy fingering for E minor 7. Here we've got the open E string, second string root. The minor third is this G. The 5 is the B. And D is the minor third. Very nice, easy chord to play. If that's E minor 7, we can move it up 1 fret, and it's F minor 7. But the open strings, which nobody labeled here, the strings with no notes on them are opens. I should have little O's on those. When we move up, those opens become 1s in a bar, and that's your F minor. And that's your F minor 7. So then we've got the F and the C, the 1 and 5, the E flat, the flat 7, and the bar goes not only on the F, but the A flat, the flat 3. I didn't draw an F sharp minor 7. The best way to do it is just move your F up to an F sharp minor 7. That means you could also move that up again, and it's a G minor 7. So if you find your root G here, you can use that as the place for the bar and build the minor 7. Or, more naturally, we'll take our G minor, find this G note, lower it 2 frets to the F, the flat 7 note. I've used the word diatonic a few times. These chords are all diatonic to their keys. That means they're found within the key with no violation. We haven't been doing the diminished chord because they usually ask for a non-diatonic diminished 7 chord when the books ask for them. So I haven't started there yet. The other thing, the minor 7 is the diatonic chord. That's the one that fits the key. There's also a non-diatonic chord, a minor major 7. I'm not going to show you that now. We'll come to it much later actually. It's not nearly as popular a chord as the diatonic ones. And if you run into it in a ukulele book, just go by the picture they give you, and we'll work it out another day. So that'll do her for now. Take her easy, guys. Talk to you later.